Right, guys, let's get right to it. A cold winter's morning here in the UK, but never mind. I'm not one for moaning, as you know. So anyway, I'm going to my little book now that keeps me all organised. Now, somebody said they've got one of these books, they've had it, they've seen me do it, and the little diagram area for the sketch area, and it's a little bit small. Yeah, they are, I agree with that. But you just get used to it. I found it really handy the first time I used it on my last sort of project, and I found it super handy to use because I had all the dimensions there and I got them into the description without forgetting. So this project I'm doing here is something a little bit different to what I normally do. It's along the lines of other things I've done, but it's something a little bit different. It's a bit of a gift idea-esque, but you'll like it in the end. I'm sure you will, because I actually love it, and it sort of tested me. This did a little bit, and it's good. This was good practice again for doing sort of miter joints, splines, putting bases in. Now this wood here, I've got Shelley bought some basswood for laser, and it comes in really handy for the bottoms of boxes. It's super strong as well. Like, you know, I think it's a form of plywood, isn't it? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. But it is really rigid. It's solid. So I'm just going in here and sketching down. I've got a brief idea of what I want. So the crucial thing here is getting the sizes right, because it's got to accommodate sort of different sizes of items. So there you go. I will give it away in a minute what the thing is. So I'm just going in there. Look at him at the back there, little Stanley, coming to have a noser, coming to say hello to you all. So I've got this table there now. I've got it sort of set down a bit. Still not 100% level for me miter saw, but it doesn't matter. It's not too high anymore, so it's more of a manageable height. And that is so much easier, just having that sort of lowered. And the table at the side comes in as a bit of a, sort of stand. So it's just a bit of less clutter in this small workspace. So I'm just cutting the sides to sides here. The wood I'm using is 6x1 pine. Now I've seen sort of similar stuff to this, and everybody was, when I had a look and done a little bit of research on this sort of thing, it's all hardwood, and some of them are really intricate, and some of them makers out there that have made, they amaze me. It doesn't matter, furniture makers, box makers, there is some really talented people, and they're not getting the credit they deserve. So if you see something on YouTube or whatever, go and give, and it's really nice, go give them that pat on the back, because I tell you what, some of the work and craftsmanship that's gone into him is amazing. So I'm just getting all my settings right here. Just make sure everything's nice and square. I will be fitting onto my saw a guard over that blade as well. So if anybody out there is a bit concerned about that, it's just that I've got one on order. When this come, I dropped the thing and the plastic smashed. And it's got like a riving knife thing attached to it on the one you get with these. So I've got one that's coming, so that'll be here shortly. So, I won't be using it all the time, but the majority of the time I will be doing it. It's a safety feature, and it's all about being safe. Just going in nice and steady here. Keep your hands away from that blade. I like using the push block, These homemade push blocks are made. Just scraps of wood, put together with some glue and dowels. No metal in there, nothing like that. Work a treat. You get battered, abused, and they're still going. And that one there, I think I might need to renew. Here he is, look. He won't come out of there because it's cold outside. He always looks like I've done Toodle Stanley, but he's not. So I'm going in cutting 45s here. I've crept up on this cut because I need the sort of... I've ripped the boards down to 14 centimetres, and I need that 14 sort of centimetres. They come in at, when they're 6x1, I think they come in about 14.34 or something like that, some daft size, but I want them at 14, so I've crept up on that 14. And I know I'm not going to get perfect miters with this like job site saw I've got, but it's, you know, this saw I've got to have it for this space. I can't fit a cabinet saw, so, but I will get a better blade for it, you know, and I'll try and make them cuts as good as possible. I'm not going to get, I mean, I'm an hobbyist, I'm not a carpenter, am I? So I'm not going to get everything bang on perfect, but I will strive for that, because if you do, that's what makes you better. So here to go, bit of practice with the old jigsaw. Just taking my time, I'm in no rush. So I've got this new sandpaper, I think I told you on the last one, for a company here in the UK. There'll be links in the description with a, you know, coupon code or whatever you call them, a bit of, you know, your first thingy with them. I quite like it, to be honest. I think it's a good alternative to the Cubitron. Nothing wrong with the Cubitron. The Cubitron is superb paper. I've still got some left and I'll be using it, but this company sent this paper to me. This is a 180 grit here I'm using, and I've got to admit, it is absolutely out of this world. And you get 100 pieces in the box of this as well. So give them a shout. I've put a link in the description to him and a bit of a coupon code. I'm not sponsored by him in any way. I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything like that. So, but they did send me that to try it, and I am sort of quite happy with it. They sent me a few things. So I'm just going in here, just making sure I get my marks spot on there. It's all about the little details like this. I could have just left that and scored a line. It wouldn't have mattered so much, but just as I'm going on in my journey on woodworking, now I'm getting more where I want everything. If I see it, make it spot on. If I see it, make it spot on. And then I'm sure that's how I'm going to progress. I'm going to progress that way. Some people are natural, aren't they, with it? But the vast majority of us are not. We just love the hobby and love the enjoyment of it. So another little thing I've picked up on is wherever I'm going to be gluing, before it gets sort of stained, just run a piece of masking tape over the joints. Now the miters, these, I'm just going over the miter bits here. I mean, the glue was sticking to miter joints I've done in the past, and then I obviously put splines in, but I believe this is another sort of upgrade you can be doing to making them joints a bit more secure. So if that's right, please let me know. If I'm wrong, please let me know. So here's Shelley now. She's going in with the stain that I've wanted for this one. I'm going sort of like for, this is going to be obviously the inside. So you probably sort of know that it's some form of box, but wait till you see to the end. It's not sort of any old box, and it's out of pine as well. And there's two of them. So that's the lid. Was my measurements and accuracy correct on them cutting them? I forgot to show that on the video, didn't I think? But no, they weren't massively accurate, but they were good enough for me at this stage. And for what I'm using these for, they're fine. What I did practice was getting me, getting the finishing techniques sort of better. I mean, I know there's only so much you can do with pine. Luckily, I've got Shelley who's sort of good with colours and stuff like that. But I'm itching to try hardwood products. I just, but the whole ethos of my channel is do it for the little money as possible. So I'll have to get some. I'll have to get onto Facebook Marketplace and look for some old bits of hardwood and stuff. Nothing wrong with pine. I'm never going to stop using pine. I think it's a most underrated wood, to be perfectly honest with you. So, as you can gather, the glue is it's freezing. I've had the glue inside as well. I've just bought, you'll see a review I'm doing, a tool review next week sometime, and they're like these silicone bottles that you can put glue in, and like for me, with me, obviously my arthritis, I need something a bit that's sort of like more tactile to sort of grab hold of. No laughing now. But anyway, so I'm just putting this together now. Just taking it nice and easy here. Do you think I've overdone it with a masking tape? I think I've overdone it, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, don't forget to support the channel by subscribing. That would be a massive help to us. Comment and share and whatever. You know, I've got to get that out. I've got to tell you that. I don't like pushing people, but there you go. Don't, you know, they're not finished, but up to now there's a pair of them. So I've got a bit overboard with the blue tape. Now I'm just putting the splines in. So where I'm putting the splines in, I took the tape off. I'm just going nice and easy. The little spline jig's sort of working as it should, but like I said, I'm going to be making another spline jig early in the new year, so that'll be another video. I'm just looking at some designs that's good with this job site saw. I love this saw. I absolutely love it. It's perfect, you know, for me, for what I need. So just going in with the splines here. Now on one of them, I had sort of bits of cut mahogany for the splines, and on this one I had some of that basswood what Shelley's been using for a laser, and I just thought I'd give it a try, see you know what it come out. It's all about sort of practicing, and you know it's slightly different colour than the pine anyway, so it will have a decorative element in it. I just think I've overdone it with the glue here. That joint's a bit too tight, but on the other ones, on the mahogany splines, perfect. Sort away from your fingers there. Fingers there to keep that steady. Everything gets a good sand again. I am really impressed with this sandpaper. I am. It's good stuff. I've got to try and sort of look at stuff and you know, you try products for you all and all that kind of stuff. Because I know there's products out there that, you know, are not getting the sort of attention they deserve, that are fantastic. You know, and we're all sort of led with brands, aren't we? Don't get me wrong, some brands are good. So here's Shelley. I thought I'd get this in with a laser. There she go, deep in thought. So I'm just marking again. And these are going to be legs that sit down the side of these boxes. So I've already pre-drilled holes, which is another thing I've learned. Get all the sort of holes pre-drilled as well, as much as you can, before you start staining and sanding. But I mean, I still have to come back and sand it anyway, because I've got to plug it. Little tap here. I'm using oak plugs. I cut a load up, as you know. Let me know what products you're on with, and you know, if you're making anything over the Christmas period, what you're all making, and You know, I love to hear and see in the comments what you are all up to. I'm just going everything over with a sand here, so I'm just hand sanding everything now. Back. I want to get this super smooth. I know it's pine, but I want to get it super smooth. And I want to get that grain, that, you know, that in-grain look, as you can see there. I've not gone sort of too mad sanding it all back. So here's Shelley now using, it's an oil, an aqua wax oil from the same company I got the sandpaper from. It smells really nice. Now, we apply 2 coats of this, so in between one coat, I let it dry and go back with a 500 pad there. And I just give it, you know, just a rub over with it. And honestly, I know you can't feel this, but this, in the end, this project, it was like touching glass after I finished with it. It was so nice, the sort of overall finish. Now, this is going to be for me dad, this project. One of them I'm going to put on the website for sale, but the one it says Dad's Private Reserve is for sale. The whiskey boxes, Art Deco style. I've seen something similar. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'd be really interested in your view on these. I don't drink. I do collect whiskey though, so but my dad likes a drink of whiskey now and again. But let me know what you think. I absolutely love them. There's sort of things you can add on and design elements here, isn't there, for the future. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Love you all.